having an absolutely fantastic day. And if you're not, well, then let's hope that the bracket will cheer you up in some way, shape, and or form.
Big facts. Big facts. Of course, what else would you do on a big Sunday? Well, a rainy Sunday for me. Then watch a set, obviously, also between this, this bracket of No Time to Tilt, doing it big in Germany, man. I see they're having good events. And of course, as we carry on towards, I believe, the last set before top 8, we do have Puriya's plant, not against the Chag Palutena. He has gone the min, which I did expect. I think for this matchup specifically, Palu can kind of struggle to land, and if she does, she is quite a light character that gets murdered. Against Min, though, it is very hard to kind of get something started. So.
Very true. Very, very true. Especially with a character like Palutena, who, while does hit hard, can be hit quite hard. And I think especially when you have to deal with the way the Pitui works and just how heavy Plant is in general, it is one massive detriment to your game plan. But again, with Min at the moment, Chag has been holding on to this stage incredibly well so far. Puriya has not had a single chance to make it back. A down smash will do it there. And that is a great 0 to death here for Chag.
This Min, it's looking kind of scary, sir. I think every time I see it at a tournament, it levels up more and more. And I think it was actually a really good counter pick. I think everyone agrees that Min is such a good counter pick, right? But no one's really doing it. You're kind of getting scorned for picking them, right? I think Chag has made such a good adaptation to this meta. It's like, you know what? If I'm going to have a Palutena fundamental character, why not have a superior counter pick character where these good matchups she does well into, she murders so many mid tiers. Like Plant, for example.
So true.
And she, even if she doesn't win against them specifically, she has a very good matchup into them where she just makes such a hard dynamic, like you said before, Sora. How do you get in? How do you get past this wall? At the moment, Puriya is struggling himself.
Yeah, there's no way to get through, unfortunately, against a character like Min. Using the up smash reflect here. Great stuff there from Chag, and once again, just incredibly alert, holding on to dear life now, though. But Puriya has a chance. 140% now, using the armor of the down B to get something started, looking for the Pitui. Forward air is there, but no one was home once again now. Chag seemingly was about to lose that stock, but instead it was not to be, as Puriya unfortunately goes down there. One stock left for the Plant main, as Chag is just holding on to just the stage and neutral just incredibly well here so far, using these limbs to just create this, metaphorical wall. Puriya just hasn't been able to break through, and even when Puriya has been able to break through, aside from just that moment, it has been difficult to just get Min in a kill position.
Time he jumps, he gets sniped, and Ram being so quick, the big flick as well, like really hurting his chances of kind of from the air. And Plant doesn't even have good airspeed, so they actually have decent ground speed. So you'll see them usually approaching from the ground, of course, being that type of character that hits so good anti-airs as well. If you can't even hit on the ground or in the air, there's not really much else you can go. So Puriya, again, really struggling to kind of get in on Chag. And Chag, on the other hand, though, doing a good job keeping them out. And when they do get in, punishing them accordingly. And look at the laser from far range. Min don't even need to be off the stage to edge guard you. Do you know how insane that is?
Yeah, no, absolutely insane stuff there from Chag. I mean, it just kind of speaks volumes about what kind of character Min can be. And I mean, look, very, very much a demon in her own right. Well played to Chag. Puriya, though, just kind of begs the question, how can you find a way to get through? Do you change characters? Do you come up with a completely different game plan? We'll see. As once again, we're going to small battlefield where they are going to have to be forced to box once again. Piranha Plant, we're sticking to our guns. It's game time once again.
Yeah, it's just hard, man. I do think, thinking about it more and more, I do think maybe less approaching in the air, should I say, and more approaching on the ground with these dash attacks, because it's such a good zone breaker, right? It does hit up high as well. So if Chag wants to kind of jump away to escape, dash attack, that initial hitbox can catch you out. The only unfortunate thing is the other time in the first game when it was happening, sometimes it would clank, and I think that leaves Plant minus, unfortunately. So you really have to kind of pick your spots. It's not a favorable position, I'll say that.
No, for sure. But one thing you have to realize is that Min does take quite a decent amount of hits, and when she does, she can go flying. The Pitui, unfortunately, neutral air dodge there, not necessarily going to find its mark, but at the moment, Puriya, 50-60% deficit, just about a 50-60% lead, earlier on. seemingly a lot more confident. But as I say that now, things have just decided to switch around. The megawatt all the way off stage, chasing Puriya here. Chag not afraid to go far, especially with a character like Min Min.
Yeah, the sets is getting worse and worse. I thought maybe Puriya would figure something out at the start of the game, the way they were kind of handling it compared to the first game, 0 to death. But right now, again, it's just like a repeat of the first one, just getting overwhelmed, you know. Where are you supposed to go? Again, no jumping allowed. If you want to walk, you have to walk. No running in the hall, apparently.
Yeah,
seems like Chag is the teacher. And I don't know, man. Puriya is struggling to find any type of revision to get past this wall, get past the not even projectiles, just the presence of Chag. You know, these long limb aerials and normals in general, really kind of keeping Puriya out.
You think about it in the long run, they basically act like projectiles, right? They're so good at keeping you at bay, and they cover so much stage presence. It's kind of like dealing with a projectile, but at all times it's an active hitbox, and I think that's always such a jarring thing to sort of have to deal with, especially when you're in that sort of mentality of I need to find a way around something like that. For example, with the dragon laser, it is such an extension of itself, and it's so difficult to work with here. Looking for the falling there, the up smash going to cover half of the platform. In fact, not something that you tend to see with a lot of characters in this game, but Chag making it work.
Back to grab, okay.
Once again. Yeah.
I'm gonna see how he just jumps air dodges. I just want to see how, you know, you get into these neutral exchanges. And again, Puriya is struggling. The down hit, the back hit of the down smash, let's say, has to go low, and Chag is right there to meet you in the middle. We don't mind.
Smart.
You can go low.
Very smart to go for the right side instead of opting to go back to the left. Otherwise, that would have been stuck. I'm sure of it. Puriya, this is it. Very dangerous position to be in. Dragon Laser looking for the Ram here once more. Puriya was looking for the down B, but again, because of the way that the Ram works, just about getting over to Puriya before that they could touch the ledge. It's unfortunate, but Chag is up 2-0 with Min Min.
All about the flick of the wrist, man. I feel like Min Min has shown that again and again. Chag doing a good job. This is absolute dominance, I'll be real. First 2 games have been a wash. No disrespect to Puriya, but it does feel like there is just a new level that they can't reach at the moment. And Chag feels very comfortable with this Min Min counter pick. I think it works out really well.
For sure. Especially with a character like Plant, realistically against half of these arms, what do? I mean, you could throw out your Patui, but you don't have a guarantee of throwing that projectile out every single time in a sort of fast fire away or surefire away, because again, it is a pretty slow projectile, and even when it does come out, you have like a little bit of time to act on it. It's not like Mario Fireball where you can just keep going and going, but we'll see if Puriya can get something started here. Falling up air gives us a bit of a glimmer of hope here, Fabs.
I would hope so, honestly. I would genuinely hope so. This is Puriya's chance, again, keeping it even at the start of the game. Doesn't want to repeat the first one. You have to keep the pressure on Chag. You don't want to give him space to set up. I know it's a character like Plant usually wants to kind of keep him in that mid-range. I think in this matchup, you actually have to be up close. You don't even want to let Chag even get a chance to run away, jump away. You want to be up there, yes, with the back end. No jumping away allowed. Caught that up and back. We're playing FGC, you know, Chag was there, right in that position, Puriya needed it. Great way to start this third game.
Yeah, this is the confidence booster that Puriya definitely needed, and again, working off so much damage off of the side B here, and now Puriya seemingly has found that glow that they've been looking for the entirety of the set. And Neutral B gonna come out here as well just to dictate a little bit more space here. Once again, gonna try and abuse the armor off the down B, but unfortunately was just a little too far ahead of Chag. Was able to get a nice little punish in, but now Puriya moving at a pace that we had not seen these last 2 games. Something has probably clicked, and let's hope so, because now Chag has got the ledge to themselves there. We're going to abuse the armor here once again. Assume that once more we can try and find our position, but Chag is looking strong, 95% now. The question is, can he control the stage enough to give himself an edge? Now Puriya looking for the grab, not able to find it.
Okay, hold on. Just the initial down air. Wow, short hop down is to push you away. Interesting option from Chag. The Ram not hitting his mark finally. I know Puriya was absolutely praying when he was up being. Just doesn't want to get hit. No jumping loud yet again. Learn your lesson.
Up smash. Perfect timing there for Chag on the startup frames there, and that's going to be a big punish. Not necessarily going to kill here, but it puts them both at even percentages now. We saw Puriya had an entire stock lead not too long ago. Now all of a sudden everything is turning on its head here. Invincibility acts in the perfect time there for Puriya, but is it going to strike twice as it does now? Looking for the forward throw is Chag, following right off there with the forward air. And now all of a sudden things have changed. Puriya's got to find something soon to make things even. Otherwise, for Chag, it could be prime position to go all out here. But the Puriya special, side B into neutral B, works out in its favor. And for Puriya, this may be tournament stock, but a chance to make it work. And Chag is seeing enough.
I don't ask to go high. I like the option from Puriya actually going high for once. I think if he goes low, he risks the Ram, but this percent is never a good position. If you get hit, the downbeat off the ledge, slides off it. Momentum, tries to get the 2E off the bounce, but just can't get it. Now it's Chag's turn. Air dodges in, by the way, for a chance. You know, Puriya was hoping for something.
Air position here for Puriya. Dangerous position to be in. Ram once again. Still alive, however. Makes it back onto stage, looking for the jab. Wasn't able to find it. Drop shield. The megawatt, but still alive at 156. This plant won't go down without a fight.
Yeah, plant's like the... Oh, never mind, bro. I was about to say plant's super heavy, but not even Bowser is surviving that hit, man. That was crazy.
No.
Yeah, Chag kept the pressure on, but Puriya could not keep up. It was looking close even towards that last stock, but again, just these little mistakes really costing you. And in the end, Puriya could not hang. Chag 3-0 to make top 8.
It is certainly unfortunate, though. You gotta give respect to Puriya, who absolutely showed out in that third game. It did take a little bit of time to adjust, but again, it came down to that final hit. It is what it is, though. Chag moves on with Min, character that we might be seeing a little bit more of there in that top 8 moving forward in this bracket here tonight. And I believe that's all of our qualifiers done, so now we are kind of now shifting into that top 8 phase of the bracket in just a moment. Want to go ahead and give a couple shout outs here real quick to none other than